I once had my entire intestinal tract removed from my body. Let us discuss this issue.
Do 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 do. I hope Red and Link do not sue me.
Hey, it's me, DC. Technically, it's me, Chris, today. DC is me, same me, but with a bandana. Key difference, me, normal, Chris. Me, bandana, DC. That's pretty much the only difference. As DC, I wear a bandana. Anyways, so I know that it sounds kind of extreme when I open with saying, I once had my intestinal tract removed from my body, but it's a Quentin Tarantino style story. We start from the end and we work back to the beginning. So now we go back to the beginning. I was thinking about this recently because I have had my appendix removed, and every now and then I get a pain in my stomach as the scar still heals, and it reminds me of what happened. So I was about 18. I went and got this like sandwich from this Italian place, and I ate it, but my stomach was messed up bad. I thought I just had food poisoning until about 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later, I'm outside, I'm playing with my little brother. He's about 3 years old, 4 years old, and we're just like playing catch with like a soft foam little ball. He's running around all happy, and I get this pain in my stomach, and I'm like, I gotta puke. So I go inside, and I'm like, I gotta puke. I'm telling my dad, like, I bring my brother in, my dad's on the toilet, and I'm like, I'm going up to my mom, and I'm just like, I have to puke. And she's like, and I was like, I need a pan. She's like, why do you need a pan? I was like, I have to puke. I need a pan. And she gives me one, and it's just like this, but like a loogie is basically what came out. I know it's weird, but that's it. Like the small amount. And I was like, all right, I feel great now. And she was concerned because of what had happened 2 weeks earlier, when I had been really sick and my stomach was really killing me, my side was splitting me, and she's like, you're going to the hospital now. So I'm like, whatever, okay. My dad drives me to the hospital. We go to the emergency room, we tell them what's going on. They're like, all right, well, you gotta sit and, sit here, fill out this paperwork, wait here. I'm like, okay, whatever. So we fill it out and everything, and then, they don't really, like, I'm too big for the method of checking for an appendectomy. At the time, I was much bigger than I am now, actually. But I was too big. So I had to get, like, a CAT scan, MRI, whatever, imaging, internal imaging done, machine. Had to go sit there, lay in the machine. It took hours to get it ready and get in. And, for some reason, the first thing I get told by the text there is like, you have excellent bone structure. Have you ever considered playing football? And I was just like, I play with my friends. And I kept thinking, like, that's a weird thing to just tell someone, isn't it? Like, you have great bone structure. You should play football. Okay, thanks. I don't know what that does for me. Appreciate it. Cool. I bet you tell that's all the guys, huh? But, so that happens. It's another, like, freaking hour, 2 hours. We came in at, like, 10 o'clock in the morning, and by now it's, like, 6, 7 in the afternoon. And they're like, hey, so turns out there's some swelling in your appendix. We think you have appendicitis. What we're going to do is we're just going to fly in the surgeon. They're from Jamaica. They're great. She's done, like, thousands of these, literally thousands. But, don't worry about it. So it's okay. I'm like, all right, whatever. Then around like 10 o'clock at night, so 12 hours, keep that in mind, 12 hours, doctor gets there. It's like 10:30, something like that. She tells me what's going to happen. Like, hey, I'm going to come in. We're going to make 3 incisions. We're going to cut your appendix into 3 parts, and we're going to pull it out individually. And I was like, okay, whatever. So they prep me for surgery. I go in for surgery. I I, I have half my stomach shaved, which is weird. This it's very weird. Just half my stomach, just half. So I have a chest here and no stomach hair, and I'm like, all right, I'm a hairy guy. You don't see it, but I'm a hairy guy. And so they're just like, first thing after surgery, first thing, first thing is I wake up and my doctor goes, you should be dead. That is the first thing I am told. You should be dead. And I'm like, what? She goes, all right, so your appendix, she goes, I've never seen this before. Your appendix was as hard as a rock, and it was covered in a green goo. I've never seen this before. She did not know what the goo was either. And I was like, what? She's like, it exploded all over your intestines. We had to take your intestines out and clean them. I want to repeat that for you. I was informed that they removed my intestines from my body, leaving the two little, leaving the connections here and here, like leaving those two connected, but they removed the rest, just uncoiled it, pulled it out there, so it's just two little freaking wires go back into my stomach, and cleaned out my intestines, and then basically shoved them back inside me. I want to reiterate, they removed my intestines, they cleaned my intestines off, and put them back inside me. It is a very, very weird thing to hear. And my entire stomach is purple. It's purple. My whole stomach is purple. And I'm like, what? And they're like, look, we've got you on powerful antibiotics. Like, I got put on an IV bag. You've seen an IV bag. It's an IV bag, and they changed it every couple hours. Every couple hours. I was there for less than 24 hours. I was there for 12 hours. I remember at least 3 bag changes. And I slept. That's a lot of antibiotics. No, literally, I left like noon the next day. I was gone. I was back home after having my appendix removed and my entire intestinal tract cleaned because of a green goo that was in my intestine or in my appendix. Which it wasn't bile or anything like that. She didn't know what it was. In fact, she was amazed that I survived for 2 weeks with a ruptured appendix because she told me what happened. Or what happened was, my appendix ruptured. Something leaked out of it, coated my appendix, hardened and crystallized over my appendix. And then, when that cracked, whatever hardened my appendix cracked and bile got out, I got sick. And that's basically what happened. I survived for 2 weeks with a ruptured appendix because something basically stuccoed and duct taped my appendix together and was like, we got you, boss. Don't you worry about it. We got it. We don't got nothing but duct tape and some styrofoam and aluminum foil, but we'll fix her up. And they did. I don't know how. But that's, I was a medical oddity because she's never seen a hardened appendix before, and didn't even get asked. Didn't even get asked if I want to keep the appendix or anything like that. No, they wanted to study it, so I didn't get to keep my appendix. I was just like, okay, cool, I guess. This is going to be a research paper on me. Awesome, I guess. I don't know how to feel about that. I still don't know how to feel about that. I still don't know how to feel about being told I should be dead. I still freaking, I can't tell you how I feel about that. You want to know the best part of that story? Is, I had my entire intestinal tract removed from my body and bruised. And I had my entire stomach purple and bruised, and I had my appendix removed from me, and they gave me 10 milligram aspirin for the pain. 10 milligram aspirin for the pain. I want you to note something here. I've got this little bottle of ibuprofen. This is ibuprofen. 200 milligrams in one tablet. This tablet here, this tiny little tablet, is 200 milligrams of ibuprofen. That is 20 times stronger than what they gave me for bruised intestines and a removed appendix. Also, they stapled my skin shut. Yes, they didn't stitch me up. They stapled me. And I know what most people that haven't had a medical staple put into them think. Like, oh, what's a medical staple look like? It looks like a staple. It doesn't look any different. You think of like you have a staple gun. That's it. That's what it is. Just, we're done. You're sealed. You're fine. It'll heal. Whatever. You'll be alright. What'd they do for my insides? Oh, they did biodegradable, why can't I remember the word for the stitching? Stitching. Biodegradable stitching, or bioabsorbable stitching. It's like this weird kind of natural, like, thread that they use or whatever to sew you up, and it, like, your body absorbs it. That kind of thing. I don't know, man. I don't know medical stuff. I just know what they told me, and they told me I should be dead. So there's that. And then I had to deal with bruised intestines. You know what bruised intestines feels like? It feels like the worst pain ever. All the time. For everything. You want to stand up? It hurts. You ever you eat anything, and you might just after the day get like one little toot, put on one little toot, like a little toot. You feel the entire trip, as it expands your intestines and it just goes down the tube. You got a lot of intestines, and did you know they travel real fast? Oh yeah, and you feel it. It's the worst. It's so much pain. Just, oh God, for minutes you're just sitting there, doubled over in agony, just wishing it would end. And then you just get a little, and you're like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you for real right now? That much pain for that. Don't even get me started on going to the bathroom. Oh, God. The pain. Oh, is the worst. Oh, the absolute worst. And just, I cannot begin to explain to you how much that sucked. But I kind of wanted to talk about it because I don't know if I've actually gone through the full story before. And my life has some, I bit my tongue. My life has some interesting stories I could talk about. If you want to hear more about my life, just let me know. I'll tell you some fun stories. Do you want to hear about the time I met Preston Lacey from Jackass? Or the time I got picked up by a football player? Like literally grabbed and lifted up. Yeah, that happened. Do you want to hear about the time I got to hold Ozzy Osbourne's dog? That's a fun story. I met Marilyn Manson. I could tell you some fun stories. If you want to hear them, I'll talk about them. But, or the time I almost got kidnapped. That's another one. That was a fun story. I think I told that one, though. Yeah. But yeah, if you, anything else, just let me know. I just wanted to do this because I haven't slept well in days, and I didn't want to record a video. I didn't want to do a let's play. I was like, no, I haven't done a video. I haven't done like a talky video in a while. I just want to chill and talk with you guys for a little bit. Yeah, it's a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I'm probably not going to edit any of this either, so hey, enjoy it. But yeah, if you want to hear more, let me know. Till then, see you later, navigators. Bye.